Welcome to the digital series Yoga for Happiness from Hare Krishna Golden Temple, Banjara Hills. Of late, we are all living in the situation of Corona pandemic. As of today, India has recorded about 50 lakh cases, and the numbers are only increasing by the day. And we would have seen or we would have read in the newspapers, some people after getting corona, they are coming out without getting harmed. But we also see some people after getting corona, they succumb to it also. And once they recover, we see in some people the after effects are very minimal. But in some people we see that the after effects are very, very large and almost permanent. So one corona pandemic, but we see different people are having different kinds of experiences. Now why is this? So welcome to today's session, the law of infallible justice. So in this we will take you through the following agenda. We will introduce you to the law of karma, and then recognizing the disparities in this world, and then identifying the reasons, and understanding the laws of the universal government, and learn the way of action, and we will summarize. So if you see the Shastra, it talks about one very specific word called edruchaya. So it means that every living entity has a predestined happiness and distress in the present body, and that is called the law of karma. So law of karma deals with happiness and distress from our current body. Let us look at the dictionary meaning. Karma, basically it's a Sanskrit word which says that our action, our work or our deed, this is karma. And then Wikipedia says karma is actually a spiritual principle of cause and effect. There is a cause and there is an effect. Our action is the cause and the reaction is the effect. This is law of karma. If our actions are good, our intentions are good, then we will get a good reaction. But if our actions are bad, intentions are bad, then we get bad result. This is called the law of karma. Let us look at the disparities in this world in order to understand this law of karma more deeply. Actually, each one of us is unique. We are all unique individuals. Although we are unique, there is a lot of variety, but still there is great disparity also. For example, of course we can recognize he is the boss of the Reliance Empire, and we see that he is fabulously rich. But we also see, for example, this beggar who is actually wretchedly poor. And coming to say beauty, you can see this actor we all can recognize is very handsome, but we also see somebody who is looking ugly. And of course, we can see this is a strong and healthy body. Everybody aspires to have such bodies. But we also see somebody is very weak and handicapped. And we also see children born into rich parentage, but at the same time we also see they are born into impoverished parentage. When we look at these disparities, we get the question in mind. It provokes a lot of questions. For example, people ask, why is God partial? And then why do bad things happen to good people and good things happen to bad people. So these are the disparities that we see. And one more saddening thing that we see is that even children, they get affected. So by our karma, by our bad karma, we get bad reactions, right? But then we see innocent children also get killed. They get harmed. Even children are getting corona. Now what have they done? They just born. They have not yet done any activities, but still we see these things are happening to them. So the question is, why God so unkind? Why is He so cruel? These are the questions. Not only that, to understand law of karma more deeply, we can also see that there are so many varieties of living entities in this world. Why there so many types are there? And why so many disparities are there? Let's understand the reasons for these disparities. Actually, the law of karma states that if we do something sinful, we shall get a bad result. And if we do something pious, then we shall get a good result. So the Vedic literatures, they explain that the activities that we perform in our present life will determine happiness and distress we meet in our future life. This is a very important definition of law of karma. What it says is, in this life, our activities, whether plus or minus, whether good or bad, they will all result in our future. They will influence our future lives. So that means whatever we are experiencing in this life, either happiness or distress, they are because we have done something unknowingly wrong in our previous lives. Actually, law of karma proves that there are previous lives and there will be future life. For example, the children, why are they getting killed? Why are they getting corona? Why are they getting harmed? They have not done any activity at all. That means they are actually experiencing the result of their activities in the previous lives. This is the only explanation that we find in the Vedic literature which is highly satisfactory. Otherwise, this is very difficult to understand why the children suffer so much. So that's because of the previous life's activities. Similarly, whatever we are doing now, they will determine our happiness and distress in the next future lives. Sometimes people ask us, I am a very good person in this life. I have not done anything wrong. I have not harmed anybody. But why am I suffering? The answer is very simple. Yes, in this life you are a good man, you are a good personality, a good citizen, whatever. But unfortunately, knowingly or unknowingly, we would have done some activities in our previous lives which is now coming back to us as reactions. So this is law of karma. Law of karma deals with our experience. It deals with our happiness and distress. And on what basis? On the basis of our activities, our works. So this is law of karma. So since we are now discussing about happiness and distress, let us zoom little bit into distress and understand how these distresses are, and then what kind of distresses we experience. Actually, Shastra very nicely summarizes all kinds of sufferings that we go through. They are categorized into just three, and they are known as Tapatraya. What are those three? Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, and then Adi Daivika. Now let us see each one of them in detail. Adhyatmika means the misery which arises from the body and the mind. So actually we all know we have an experience of troubles from the body. We get diseases, we get headaches, heart attacks, stomach pains, so many things. And mind, that is particularly becoming one more pandemic in this modern age. There are so many ailments because of the mind: depression, anxiety, stress, and so many, you name it, there are so many. They are all clubbed under Adhyatmika, Klesha. Then even if you are very healthy in your body and mind, there is one more category of miseries that are possible, and that is called Adi Bhautika. That means these are the miseries created by other living entities. For example, now the pandemic is nothing but Adi Bhautika Klesha. It is coming from a living entity by name Corona. Similarly, mosquitoes and so many other, dogs or some animals or even other human beings, they may be envious about us, and then they can create a lot of distress to us. So this is the second category. And the third one is called Adi Daivika. That means the miseries which are arising out of natural catastrophes, on which we have no control. So we see by nature we get tsunamis, earthquakes, and so many calamities. These are all called Adi Daivika. So let us see these Adi Daivika kleshas in action.
Nature has the ability to humble human beings. Even with huge advances in science and technology, extreme weather events and tectonic shifts can prove too great for people to overcome. Though it's rare, nature will occasionally unleash a terrible malady upon an unsuspecting community. From ancient earthquakes to vicious cyclones, we're counting down the top 10 most devastating natural disasters of all time.
Almost an unbelievable scene for thousands of Maryland residents. Raging waters filling the streets of their town, Ellicott City.
Oh my God!
Crumbling houses. And smashing car after car.
They're all going down.
Tossing them like toys. It happened so fast, a torrential downpour, more than 8 inches of rain in just 3 hours.
Hurricane Florence now crashing into the Carolina coast, as fears of catastrophic flooding have already been realized. Winds now ranging up to 90 miles per hour, so strong the roof of this gas station collapsed. That roof then blowing away. Take a look at the waves crashing inside this home in North Topsail Beach.
If you are refusing to leave during this mandatory evacuation, then you need to notify your legal next of kin, because the loss of life is very, very possible.
Hurricane Michael is the strongest hurricane to hit the U.S. since 1969, ripping through the southeast, leaving a path of destruction in its wake. The monster storm slamming into Florida's panhandle, making landfall near Mexico Beach just before 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Winds at 155 miles an hour, just shy of a Category 5 hurricane. Watch as fierce winds tear apart this Panama City home. Transformers bursting behind us.
You see that?
And when the storm finally passed through, the scale of the devastation coming into focus.
We've lost everything. I mean everything. And we're lucky to have our lives.
An entire town has been reduced to ashes. This fire is now the 4th most destructive in California's history.
We lost everything, trailers, all our belongings. Now we're on grinding rock.
The mayor of the city, Jody Jones, urging her residents to not surrender. In Northern California, the campfire has grown even more deadly.
The Carr Fire near Redding, now 20,000 acres. And near Yosemite, the Ferguson Fire charring more than 43,000 acres. Parts of that park still closed.
Down in Southern California, 2 major wildfires, the Hill Fire and the Woolsey Fire, just miles from one another.
Based on where we're going with temperatures because of increasing greenhouse gases, we're going to have drier and drier summers. I can't see the situation getting better. If anything, it's going to get worse.
Now, why these natural catastrophes are called Adi Daivika? Daivika means devatas, created by the devatas. Actually, According to Vedic literature, there are 3 crore devatas who are the responsible officers in the universal government of the Lord. So in that universal government, these devatas execute specific functions, and so there are certain laws which govern this universal government. Let's try to understand these laws. Actually, Vedic literature says God, Krishna, is our supreme well-wisher. Not only that, he is all good. After all, he is the supreme father, and he can never be against or harmful to his children. So he is a well-wisher and he is all good. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself explains that Samoham Sarvabhuteshu, I am equal to all. Lord is equal to all. Actually, you can call somebody as the Supreme Personality of Godhead or God only if he is equal to all. If he is envious and if he is violent against some of the living entities, then actually he is not God. So, but then if God is our well-wisher and is equal to all, then why this discrimination? We see rich, poor, beauty, ugly, all those things. Why? Actually, there is a beautiful example that our Acharya gives, that is of a law court. So in the court we see the judge awards someone a rigorous imprisonment, but on the same day he might award plenty of remuneration or a compensation to somebody else. So now why this difference? Why this disparity in the judgment or in the treatment? Is the judge playing favorites? Actually no. The judge is applying the same law book to everyone. But then why somebody is suffering and why somebody is getting rewarded? That's because of their activities. It's according to their deeds. So they are getting either punished or rewarded. Judge is equal to all. He is going through the same law book. So now here is the crucial point. Each individual is responsible for his own vices or the virtues and their concomitant happiness and distress. Actually, what it means is, as individuals, we are responsible for our happiness and our distress. We have the control on our happiness and our distress. So, and how are they dependent? Happiness and distress are dependent on our activities. If you do good, you will be happy. If you don't do, then you will become unhappy. You are the cause. So now Bhagavatam says, Karmana Daiva Netrena. All these our activities are supervised by the Supreme Lord, and accordingly we will get a certain body, and according to the body, happiness and distress are predestined, as we discussed in the beginning. So how our activities catch up and come to us as reactions, that is nicely depicted in this video. So you have seen how the reactions are catching up onto the person. Of course, in this video we have seen that the reactions came immediately and he experienced the result immediately. But it may not be the case. Sometimes the reactions can come only in the next life or further lives. So if karma has to come and tell us something, it would say, you will never understand the damage you did to someone until the same thing is done to you. That's why I am here. This is what the karma would say. Basically, whatever we do, it comes back to us. What you give comes back to you. So let us see this video to understand this principle. So, welcome to the Karma Cafe, and there are no menus. You will get served what you deserve. What it means is, we have a choice of action, what work to do, good or bad. That choice we have, but we have no choice on the reactions that comes to us. We will just get what we deserve. That's all. We have no choice. So how people treat you is their karma, but how you react is your karma. So we have seen in the physical world, Newton's third law says every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Actually, this is not only in the physical world, it is part of the spiritual principle, cause and effect. Actually, very interesting picture here. We can see how the action and reaction works. For example, the archer, he can shoot that victim. That is the action. And the victim immediately dies and he falls off, and the reaction is instantaneous. The archer himself falls down and he also dies. Actually, this is action and reaction. So we are doing a lot of activities and we are saying our activities will be judged and we will get an appropriate reaction. The question comes, is there a witness to my activities? Is there a witness? Yes, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna, he explains that he himself is present in Sarva Bhutanam, all living entities, as Paramatma. Ishvaraha Sarva Bhutanam Hruddeshe Arjuna Tishtati. The Supreme Lord is seated in our heart as Paramatma, who is a witness to all the activities. Now, mind you, Paramatma is not only present in the human body, but he is present in the bodies of Sarva Bhutanam, all living entities. Paramatma is present in human body, in the trees, in the birds, reptiles, animals, mosquitoes, viruses. In every body, Paramatma is present and he is witnessing our activities. So there is our actions are squarely responsible. We are responsible for our actions. And not only that, our actions will bring either happiness or distress to us. Now this is a very important principle. We are squarely responsible for our happiness and distress. If that is the case, how do I do my actions? What is the best way to do my work? Actually we all, because of ignorance of the truth of life, we don't know why are we here, what is this world, and what is my real nature, what are all these difficulties. We do not know. Because of that, we commit sinful activities and then we suffer. Our suffering is because of ignorantly doing some activities, ignorantly breaking the laws of the God, of the material nature. Human body is such a wonderful opportunity. We have higher intelligence to understand God, Krishna. This human life gives an opportunity to become free from ignorance. This is the opportunity. So now Krishna, he explains in Bhagavad Gita, Kim karma kim akarmeti kavayo api atra mohita tatte karma pravakshami yajnatva mokshase ashubhat. Here Krishna is promising how we can get rid of ignorance. We can get rid of ignorance by approaching Bhagavad Gita. Here in this shloka, Krishna is saying, even the intelligent are bewildered in determining what is action and what is inaction. What should be done and what should not be done. That is always a question. Because if you do nicely, then you are getting happiness. If you don't do it, then you are getting distress. So it is an important question. So Krishna says, now I shall explain to you what action is, knowing which you shall be liberated from all misfortune. So if we want to come out of the misfortune, we should know what is proper action is. So Krishna explains there are three types of actions, karma. What are they? One is the bad karma. That means, we can see in this picture, this person is about to murder somebody. It is a bad karma. The reaction is very clear. We will get arrested and there will be a severe punishment, capital punishment. And this is a good karma. That girl is helping a beggar, certainly she will get some blessings back. But there is one more kind of work or service that is called akarma. Akarma means the devotional service rendered to the Supreme Lord Krishna. This has no reaction, that is why it is called akarma. So, what is the akarma, the devotional service that is recommended? Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, Manmana bhavamad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam evaishyasi satyam te pratijane priyosime. Now here Krishna is giving very simple steps of how to do devotional service to God. First one is manmana. We should always think of Krishna, we should always think of God. As soon as we think of Krishna, then we are relieved from all the reactions. In this age, the thinking of the Supreme Lord is made easy. Our Acharya says one should chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, in order to think of Krishna always. As many times as possible we should chant while walking, while bathing, while typing or while signing a check or whatever. We should go on taking the name of God, chant Hare Krishna. This is the first step. Second is Bhavamad Bhakta, one just become Krishna's devotees. When we are thinking, we should think favorably. Devotee thinks of Krishna favorably. That is the becoming devotee. Next, Matyaji, one should worship Krishna. That's why there are gorgeous temples, golden temple, where we can come worship Krishna, participate in the worship, participate in Arati, take Shatari, Charanamrit, take so many blessings. This is Matyaji. One should worship. And then Mam Namaskuru. That means offer obeisances unto me. So here Krishna is mentioning that one should pay respects to him, respects to Namaskara to Krishna. So these are the 4 simple steps by which we can practice akarma or devotional service. If we want to become free from the reactions, according to law of karma or law of destiny, we want to be freed, the only way is performing devotional service to Krishna. One is that it doesn't bring any reaction, devotional service, but it will also minimize our previous karmas. Karmani nirdahati kintucha bhakti bhajam. So by bhakti, our reactions will be subdued, nirdahati, they will be finished. So if we want to transcend law of karma, if we want to transcend our reactions, sinful reactions which are pending on us, the best thing is to do bhakti bhaja, devotional service to Krishna. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. So this is the blessing of devotional service, blessing of Bhagavad Gita, that we can transcend our previous karmas. To summarize, the laws of karma are very stringent, they are very accurate and apply equally to all living entities, irrespective of their current position. It determines what kind of body we will have in our next life. But by learning the right way of action from the Bhagavad Gita, we can transcend the law of karma. So, welcome to Bhagavad Gita and the practical devotional service to Krishna. Hare Krishna.